Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's been a while since we've recorded.
Yes, because we record these podcasts like in batches or in bunches, whatever people say. But we were also very busy ourselves, so we had to find time where we were both kind of awake, which is today.
Yes, so on my day off, I woke up at 9:30 in the morning. How sad.
I'm so sorry.
But I think we have a few topics that we want to cover this coming bunches of episodes, but the main one being is probably Sally's gone through it the most, so I'll let Sally talk about what we're going to say today.
So I thought it'd be a really fun time to discuss something that everyone is traumatized on, which is job searching during the pandemic. So we already know the pandemic has affected so much people, and I think Sophia wants to mention just like a few aspects because she was lucky enough to kind of, still be employed.
Yeah, I was one of the lucky few that was able to remain employed because my work was deemed as essential, like a place of essential work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was okay. And then I'm not in the same workplace anymore, but we'll get to that later. But people are having trouble finding jobs during pandemic because a lot of restaurants, like hotel hospitality industry, like they're not open technically.
Yeah.
So a lot of people lost their jobs, and whoever people lost their jobs to redundancy were getting benefits from the government.
Mm-hmm.
And this just so happened to happen around the time when there was an election going on as well. So
Yeah.
it just kind of was one thing on top of another. But in the end, like people who lost their jobs are getting benefits from government. So now, when we're not in lockdown anymore, people still really don't want to work because they're getting benefits and they don't necessarily have to work. They just try to live on benefit. So now, so many
Mm-hmm.
places, especially hotels, are looking for jobs, looking for people, but not many people are applying.
Yeah. So like obviously, people who work in like healthcare, like the health system, are still very employed because that's like kind of the highest demand right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people who maybe just entered their company because they aren't as valuable to the company as maybe someone who's been working there like 10 years or so. Like that's the reason why like a lot of people have been laid off because like companies have to save money because they're not earning as much because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So the one thing, so obviously I had to go through the whole thing of writing your resume, writing your cover letter, applying to jobs, joining job fairs, and all that stuff. Um, and I found that the hardest thing that I had to accept was that I should just apply. I know Sophia had heard me complain about this so many times,
Mm-hmm.
but there were so many jobs where I wanted to apply to, but because I didn't meet the requirements, I felt like what's the point of even applying if I don't even meet the requirements?
So Sally's brain is very, I don't even know if I have the right word for it, but so if
Like
Sally's
logical.
like a robot, so like if she sees
Don't even
requirement,
mention robots.
if she okay, we'll
We'll
explain
get to that
we'll explain to
later.
that later. Okay, but so Sally, if she sees like a job description, like a box this, box this, box this, if she cannot tick all the requirements of that job, like specification, she will not apply, which I think is like the stupidest thing to do.
Yeah, like now, like in hindsight, I think why would you even lose that chance? Like just apply, even if you know you're gonna get rejected. Like you did what you could do, and like that's
Yeah.
all you could wish for.
She would only try to apply to places that were like the perfect match on resume.
Related to like what I did.
Yeah, but I told her, just because you're a perfect match doesn't mean you're gonna get the job, and just because you're not a perfect match doesn't mean you're not gonna get a job. Like, that's not how this world works.
Yeah, so the thing is, if I like went into specifics, so I studied like genetics, right? That's like what I worked on. And then all of these jobs that are like, research assistant, research associate, because I wanted to actually work in the lab, so that's like the jobs I was specifically looking for.
Yeah.
But they were all like, oh, required. Okay, I definitely didn't even apply when they said requires a PhD
because you can't fake a PhD.
I can't lie about that, or I can't like scoochy the fact that I don't have a PhD. So obviously those that I didn't apply. Stuff that required like positions that were specifically like bioinformatics, I didn't apply because I know nothing about coding. So those like make sense.
Yeah.
But if the job were like, oh, I like required skills or whatever, it would be like know how to do bacterial work or like single cell work or like protein purification or whatever. Those are all stuff that I like did maybe like once in my whole life. Like I know the basics of it, and if I was like taught it, like I could do it. But like my mindset was like, oh, so they're looking for someone who specifically works on proteins. That's not what I did, so I shouldn't even apply.
I don't know. I don't know how much times I told Sally like she's being ridiculous, because in my opinion, when you apply for a job, you're reaching for the stars. So you're applying for things that you think you can work for, but you're also aiming for a bit higher as well, whether it's an entry level job or not. So I told Sally, like, you just gotta just throw your CV out there. Anyways, if they don't want it, they won't send you an email and they'll just reject you, and that's just it.
Yeah. So the thing that also really pissed me off about job searching online is now all job submissions, you just upload your resume and your cover letter, and then, it gets put into an electronic system. The thing is, it's already well known that the computer, like the AI or whatever, already filters out so many resumes based on what you have written there. So if you don't have like keywords matched, you don't even get the opportunity for HR to go over your resume and cover letters, right? Because it just got filtered out of the system.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I feel like it's really disadvantageous, because you don't even know if you got eliminated in the running.
Sorry, right? I just got fixated on the word disadvantage. What? I don't know.
Disadvantageous.
The way you pronounce it, I don't know, it just sounds so awkward. I don't know. Disadvantageous.
But yeah, so the reason why I got so angry at that fact was because if you get filtered out, you don't know. You don't know that you didn't even make it, right? Like, obviously, you have to, like, lose hope on the job if they, like, don't contact you within, like, a couple months, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, that's just something I feel like is so just rude for people who are applying. And this...
No, go ahead.
What are you going to say?
No, keep going. I'll say it after.
And the thing was, and the thing that I also found annoying was, that they just never, let people know. Like, some companies do. Like, some companies will let you say, hey, after, thorough investigation, we decided not to pursue your application, which that's fine. Like, as long as they let you know, then you, like, have closure. But, like, to leave people in the hanging, I feel like it's just so mentally draining.
Okay. Speaking from HR perspective, yeah? Let's say you get 300 CVs, right? If you were HR, would you sit and read 300 CVs and cover letters?
Yeah, so that's what I understand. I understand that, so many people probably apply for the same position or whatever.
Yeah.
And I know I'm only complaining because it's what I experienced. So I know that they have a job and they have to go through all these applications. But as an applicant, like, I'm pretty sure every applicant would want some kind of, like, information saying that, either they got an interview, which obviously they would contact you for.
Yeah.
Or if you didn't make it through the selection process. Like, I know it's a lot of people. Like, a lot of people are applying.
I'm just
But I feel like
guessing it
that,
depends on that specific company and how much resources they have. Because if it's like one person going through, maybe they won't send you a letter. But if it's like multiple people,
if they have like a whole
yeah,
team.
or if they have like an electronic process where they go, okay, the people who didn't make it are here, people who made it are here, and then they just automatically send out emails to the ones that didn't make
I
it.
think, yeah, so I think the letters that I got saying that we didn't, we don't plan on pursuing your application, I think that was from like the automated thing where they just grouped people.
Yeah, and just sent an email.
And all the people got sent the same email.
Yeah.
Right. And like the thing is, there are so many resources on how to write your resume, how to write your CV, but they all feel like crap. Like the thing I was wondering was, if you write a cover letter, do people even read it?
I don't know. In my opinion, I would look at a resume. I would look at a
First.
cover letter, because a cover letter is kind of a summary of like a main key points of what your CV possesses. And then,
Yeah, because your CV, you write in a lot more detail, right?
Yeah, so
like you write what
probably
school you went to.
they'll probably skim through your cover letter, and if they see interesting skills or something that you can do, they'll probably try to look back on your CV and get more details. Is how I think maybe it works, but I don't know.
Maybe. The thing is, like, I always think, like, you know how they always say don't use the same cover letter for every single job you apply for. You know, like, tailor it.
But how do you
to the
make
place
it
that
different? Like even though you tweak it a little bit, it's still good. You're still gonna be able to tell it's the same cover letter, you know. But then I don't know how to write multiple cover letters.
So the thing is, I had a generic format, right?
Yeah.
You know, the first paragraph was like, you know, very small introduction about yourself.
Yeah.
The second one was like, kind of like what you have achieved. So, you know, you would put like your degree or whatever, you know, the stuff you've worked on.
Yeah.
And then the third paragraph I think I wrote was what skills I can bring to the team.
Yeah.
So if the job I was applying for wasn't based on genetics, which is what I studied, then I would write key points like, oh, I've learned, you know, obviously organizational skills, communication skills, like stuff that's all relevant and needed in like a research position.
Yeah.
But if I found a position that was specifically looking for people who had background in genetics or like molecular biology, then I could name more specific techniques. Like,
yeah.
I can say I analyze data using like something sequencing, like I know how to modify, optimize protocols and stuff like that. So you can be a bit more specific if the position that you're applying for has more overlap with what you did.
Yeah.
And then the final paragraph was just, you know, I want to thank you for taking your time to read this letter, and if you have any other questions, you know, contact me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote that generic like format. The thing that I tweaked the most was what I can bring to the team. So that was the thing I would change in between companies, and also why I want to work for the specific company. So so a lot of companies that I initially applied for were biotech companies, because a lot of biotech is researching overlaps between pharmaceutical development and human genetics.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to work in pharmaceuticals. That's like the one thing I wanted to do. But I have background in genetics, right?
Yeah.
So if they ask, like in the cover letter, when they ask you, like, you know, why you want to work for the company, it's easy to write that. So I can say I've always had a passion for pharmaceutical development, and that's why I pursued my degree in blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can also say, like, the things that I've like done during my program was focused on genetics. So I feel like I have a great background for whichever project you'd be working on.
Yeah.
And this company kind of overlaps both my interest and what I have background on. So I feel like it's a great, you know, company to not only learn more techniques, but also develop and like just learn more stuff that you want to learn about.
Yeah.
So I think, like, if you find a company that really overlaps, like, with what you want to do, I think that part is really easy to write.
Yeah.
But if it's, like, your BS, you know, submitting everywhere, then that's, like, the problem, right? Because sometimes company websites suck, and they don't give you the information you need to, like, you know, talk about company culture.
Yeah.
Or what their goals are. Or if there's such a big company, like, what do you specify on?
Yeah.
Like, those are all stuff I feel like are really difficult to write, and that's what I had a lot of trouble with
Mm-hmm.
if the position wasn't directly related to what I did in
Yeah.
school.
I mean, it makes sense that you want to apply for something that you've done before, but especially if it's your first job, it's kind of difficult to really just pinpoint exactly just what you did and just apply to that. You have,
And also, who thought it was a good idea to put an ad for an entry-level job and their requirements are like 5-year experience? Excuse me, that conflicts with what you're asking for.
yeah,
How
like,
stupid are you? Like, that doesn't make sense. If the position was like a senior research associate or whatever, that makes sense. You know, you should have experience because you're a senior, you have more responsibility. But if it's advertised, if it's labeled as an entry level job, which means it's people applying who don't have previous work experience, why is the requirement 5 years experience? Like, what? I don't understand. Like, some places will say, like, your research experience, like, in college counts.
yeah,
So those are fine because then, you know, it's kind of applicable. You kind of have research experience in your school and you can, like, you know, translate it into the work field.
yeah.
But I just feel like they just put the tag entry level so it pops up on more searches, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't care that it's, like, false advertisement.
I think, like, to be fair, when it says entry level, it should really mean entry level. They shouldn't put, like, how many numbers of years
Exactly.
experience.
Yeah, like, because, like, if it's an entry-level job, they should say, like, maybe it has some background with this. Or, you know, has this
Or
degree.
has knowledge of this.
Yeah, like, has this degree. Because some degrees, you know, you're required to do certain stuff, so you would know kind of the background.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that's what really triggered me the most. A lot of jobs that I found, they would have entry-level, either in the title or in the description. And then the requirements, they would say, like, 2 years experience needed or 5 years experience needed. And, like, that's really conflicting with what you're advertising.
Yeah.
So I feel like that really was also one of the biggest things that deterred me and really didn't motivate me during the job search during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. And it's harder for you because people also they just not doing as efficiently as they would work if they were in an office because they're all working home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's both parties are affected, right? The people who are going through all these applications don't have the same manpower that they used to, obviously, to filter all the applications.
Yeah.
But the people who are applying, first of all, there's a limited job search pool because not everywhere is going to hire new people. Because there are a lot of people getting laid off. So that means not all companies have enough money to, you know, get new people and, you know, train them, first of all. And, like, have them, you know, either it's jobs where you have to come in to work physically or work from home. And if you work from home, do you have all the stuff you need to work from home? Like, it's just so much investment because companies now have to adjust to people working from home.
Yeah.
Which is a really big adjustment.
It is because you don't know if it's going to be more efficient, less efficient. Like, you really don't know because it's uncharted waters.
Yeah, and you don't know if people have the resources to work from home. So what if someone, you never know, right? They could be applying for a job, but they're financially supporting maybe their family. What if they don't have the best environment? Like resume and CV wise, they fit fine, and, like, it's someone that the company was looking for. But you can't guarantee that the working environment they have at home is suitable for the job.
Yeah.
Right? There's no way that you can confirm that. Because even if you do a Zoom call, you know, people will most likely go to a place that, you know, isn't busy in the background. So you can't really tell.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's also one big hurdle that companies also have to overcome is adjusting to people working from home.
Yeah, that's true. But,
like, you have to have all your meetings online. And my internet sucks ass. So sometimes, like, when I used to have my lab meetings, I would have to keep my camera off because if everyone had their video on my screen, my computer just would, like, die. So I had to, like, keep everything off.
So I feel like instead of a pandemic job search topic. It just went into a rant about how Sally's displeased with the work industry at the moment.
I'm very displeased. I hate all HR. HR sucks.
Okay, HR has their own things to do. Okay, you can't hate HR.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone in the workforce hates HR.
But it's just the position they're in. What
I
else
feel
you
so
can
bad
do?
for them. They get so much hate, and there's like nothing they can do.
Yeah. So, don't be so mean. You got a job. Just let it go.
Yeah, I got. Yes, I. The thing is, I was always complaining. Oh my god, Sophia's like, you have to apply for all jobs, no matter if you fit the requirements or not.
I don't sound like that.
I actually got the job that I fit most of the requirements for.
Well, to be fair, excuse you, you did not apply for much jobs.
I applied for quite a bit.
So you applied for like more than 10.
I applied for over 50.
Oh, you did?
I would say. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Why are you so surprised?
Because I felt like you were playing games all day. You didn't really apply for places.
No, I would spend like one day playing games saying like it's my de-stress day, and then I get really anxious because I thought I wasted the whole day not applying for jobs, and then I would get super, super stressed the next day, not be able to eat, and just apply for jobs all day, and then be like, oh my god, I'm so tired, so the next day I would play games, and that's just a vicious cycle that like went over.
I don't know. I feel like Sally's just stressing herself out more than she needs
I'm
to.
very self-stress-inducing.
Like,
That is a
she's
personality trait of
just trying
mine.
to make her life difficult than it actually is. And then me watching from the sidelines, I'm like, what is that girl doing with her life? Like, why is she living so difficult?
I actually feel like sometimes I'm like, do you think I could get diagnosed with anxiety if I went to like a psychiatrist or something? Yeah, so I'm like smart sometimes like book-wise, but like life skill-wise, I just stress myself out and then I just die. So
Which thus the name robot.
don't mention robots. I told you, stop.
I'm gonna bring that up forever now. It's just gonna be embedded in my head
No.
forever.
You guys will know. Stop. You guys will know from the next episode why this robot is making me so depressed.
Oh my god, Sally, we should.
You're so excited. You just want me to bring that up.
The robot.
Stop. I am not AI, or am I?
But in the end, what I wanted to say, I don't know what you wanted to say, but I wanted to say was that, job search during pandemic is hard. Everyone is stressed, but you just have to keep trying, but at the same time, not put too much hope in just one job. Spread yourself thin.
That's what I did, so don't do that.
I don't feel like you should just apply to one job and wait for that one job. I feel like you need backup and you need options, so just keep that in mind when people are doing job searches.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially during pandemic, it's completely different. You don't really have a chance to like go to an interview, like actually show.
Yeah, you don't have that opportunity to go like in an in-person interview.
Yeah. So it will be more difficult. Like, everyone, please, if your place is, like, under lockdown, please abide by the rules. The more people abide by the rules, the faster
The faster we can yeet.
Yeah, the faster lockdown is over, and faster we can start trying to go back to how our lives originally were. Mm-hmm. So even though you think the government's going crazy, just listen to the government for now. They're new to this too. They haven't this year they've never seen this kind of pandemic before as well. So they're learning as they go. So just, give them a chance, people.
So if you listen to the rules, just stay home, wear your mask, wash your hands.
Yeah, keep a distance between people.
It's gonna be over soon.
Yeah, it'll protect yourself and other people around you.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good place for this episode before we go to any more rants.
Yes, I just want to say thank you for listening. I am currently uploading all the videos on Spotify. which comes out along with Apple Podcasts. And I've also been uploading the videos onto YouTube because Spotify isn't always available.
Yeah, so our YouTube name is the same. You can just go on YouTube and search Mixing Cultures Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then our Instagram is at Mixing Cultures Podcast. And you can find us on Spotify as well. YouTube, Instagram. We're not on Twitter. I'm sorry, I don't know how to use Twitter.
Yeah. So next episode, you'll hear why the word robot has triggered me so much during this episode.
I hope everyone has a wonderful morning, afternoon, or dinner time when they're listening to this. And we'll see you next episode.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.